Hello and welcome to another episode of Diary of a Gold Coin Dealer. Last week was titled Busy, Busy, Busy. I was meant to put this out yesterday in my mind, but equally I was so laggy after that 13-hour road trip that I just didn't. So excuse me. It's not a problem. Now, for those of you who are familiar with these style of or this style of content, I tend to talk about how I've been doing and then how the market's doing. Like in terms of personally, like I just missed my target for the month. Now, I put out a video saying I don't need to make any more, and some of you might think, oh, that's counterintuitive to kind of have targets if you don't really need to do that. The bottom line is I'm just target orientated. I've always been that way, but I've learned to kind of soften my targets. So if I don't hit it, I'm not really overly annoyed. For me, I wanted to finish the year on a high, so there's 4 months left: October, November, December. I've just had September, so I broke it down into 3 slots of 4 months. And as long as I hit it over the 4 months, I'm not really too worried. But the good news is there's a lot of profit locked into some collections that I bought in, where the way I've accounted for it, I haven't taken a penny profit out of any of it. So that's going to come on to this month. So this month will probably be a bumper month. If I'm pushing 5, maybe 6 grand this month, depending on how bits come in and how they move, I'm okay with that. I've got stuff to come back from grading. I've got a few collections to move, and I've got the stamp price rise on the 7th. So there's going to be a flurry of sales from all of these things, and it probably will push me to 4, 5, 6, depending on how hard I want to push it. I've got a couple of auctions lined up as well. So it's going to be a busy month. I should hit target, which means I should be able to buy something for me, but I haven't decided what. I've been thinking about some 8 escudos, but equally I have to hit the numbers to kind of add the coins that I want to my collection. That's all I'm doing it for now. Beer money, some extra coins, and maybe I'll pay down a bit more debt, which it's all factored for. It all makes sense in time, but if I can pay it down quicker, then not a problem for me. So in terms of this last week, it's just been nuts. It's been crazy. I've been offered a lot of things, lots of dribs and drabs. I say dribs and drabs. Maybe I shouldn't call people's collections that. They work hard for it, but the smaller type bits, and then we had the big collection just come in a couple of days ago. I've worked through potentially 9 of those coins out of 30. Let me check the notes. 36. So 9 out of 36 is what, a quarter of them already. Yeah, it is a quarter. That's not bad for a day's work, is it? So they're going to be listed. I've got a few videos lined up, and I'm kind of fleshing out my ideas on kind of leaking my knowledge, sharing my knowledge on here. It's hard because I have an idea. I've got potential content for 100 videos, 100 plus videos in terms of what I want to share, but having an idea and putting it into a 10-minute production where I just talk about something that's not rambling, it takes a bit more skill than people think. I like to do it in one take. We shall see, but I want to pad it out in terms of the notes because I don't want to leave no stone unturned. I was thinking potentially writing a book as well, but is that viable? I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas going on at the moment. Now let's talk about the market. What's been going on? It's going up. I think it's going to smash through 2000 soon, and I think if it smashes through 2000 and it holds, those lower prices are gone. I don't think they'll come back. I don't think they will. They might, but I don't think they will. There's a lot of unrest. There's a lot of, it's the usual, war, debt. That's just the norm these days, and that's not going to change. I think with the situation in the Middle East, I don't want to get too kind of political. I try and stay apolitical. I'm a centrist myself, as people know, and I think it doesn't serve a purpose to say my views on it because also, like, my views are sometimes they're on the left and sometimes they're on the right. I'm pretty much a pragmatist. It's not that I'm trying to play devil's advocate because I don't want to get involved in a dogfight with people. It's purely I see both sides of it on most occasions, which is a gift and a curse. So yeah, the market's been nuts. There's been a lot of coin on the market. I've been offered a lot of coin. A lot of dealers have been offered a lot of coin. I'm seeing a lot of bigger collections being turned over. I've got another collection lined up. I'm hoping to pick it up next month. So we're talking November. So I've got to sell this current collection. I've got an auction one, auction two, and then I've got to pay for an international stamp order, and I owe out 10 grand on this collection. So it's not as simple as just buying something. I've got to sequence it in a way where I can pay for everything, and then by the time I get to November, it isn't a problem. But that's going to cost me in the vicinity of 30 to 50,000. That's the biggie. You know, that's the daddy. There's going to be some nice bits on it. There's going to be a lot of bullion bits, but there's going to be some relatively nice bits as well. The gentleman who I spoke to last week, he's keen to sell it. I remember when he told me he wanted to sell it at 1600, he never got round to it. So he's benefiting from it. I've been perfectly honest, but I've got to go to the other side of the country. I've got to go to another country to pick it up. So it's one of those. Now, there's going to be questions saying, "Oh, Sean, you do like road trips now?" And no, not really. I have done a few in the past. I don't drive, so I'm going to be taking the coach up and taking the train back. Typically, people send to me. It's only because I've dealt with these two guys personally. I did a big road trip to Birmingham several years back. Again, my friend took me. It's only because I knew the guy. I knew him pretty well. I dealt with him over many years. Like, would I want to meet someone for a 20, 25k collection if I didn't know them? No, it's just not going to happen. That's not my cup of tea, really. I like to run my business in a way where it's the least amount of stress possible. And the idea of meeting someone for a 20, 25k backyard, back alley deal, it's not really my cup of tea, because this is a stressful line of work. I'd rather buy it from people I know, people I've dealt with over a long time, or buy it from an auction house where I've got some remedy if it goes wrong. I'll buy it from suppliers who I've dealt with over many years. Again, some of them I'm not working with anymore. I won't be working with them moving forward. That's just how business works. Basically, if something adds stress to my life, I'm not dealing with it, and that's the bottom line. This is my victory lap, and I'm gonna trade how I want to trade, and that's fine. But in terms of the price going up, I think there's going to be a fair amount of people who will message me saying, "Sean, I've got X, Y, Z. Do you want to buy it?" And the answer is yes, if the price is right. I will never turn down a collection if I feel there's a fair margin in it for me. But equally, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's people who they contact me and they say, "Well, Sean, I want to sell to you," and I tell them terms, and they're like, "Actually, I'm not comfortable sending it to you, or I'm not. I want slightly more for it," and I just wish them well and send them on their way, and that's perfectly okay. The last thing I want is for someone to be pressured, or feel pressured, or it's not me. I've got items that sell themselves. I can. There's many avenues that I can trade. It's not a problem. Now, also, I managed to add another. This doesn't warrant a video, so I might as well add it on. I managed to add another 12. These just been on my side. I need to take them to the vault. I'm starting to bulk up on the dollars. I added another 12. They're not in fantastic condition. I'm not really that bothered. These are for the war stack. I've now got 30. So I'm trying to get YouTube up to a point where YouTube can cover me buying 100. Last month was nuts. I made $190 on YouTube, which I don't think it'll carry on like that. I think I hit the algorithm. I did okay. I think one day I did about $14. I've never hit those numbers in my life. Like before last month, I think my highest number was $6. So I've done more than double on one of the days. It shows what consistency can do. But yeah, I'm trying to hit 100. There's 20. There's 10 behind me, but they will be going in the bank vault, which I need to move because I'm going to be moving house sooner rather than later. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it makes sense. And I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be think it'll be an information one rather than a stock one. But take care, guys. Bye.